Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard and welcome to LifeSpa.com. And today I want to talk about a really interesting study where they took 6 scientists and they asked them, based on their research, what supplements would they take, if any. And they came up with 5 supplements that they thought were the most important of all the supplements. And I want to talk about what those 5 supplements are. The first one they said was turmeric. Of course, turmeric is extremely common, extremely popular. And the reason for that is that turmeric is a powerful herb for healing and repairing the intestinal skin, liver function. It's been shown to match the effectiveness of certain antidepressants and moods for mood stability. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. The results are sort of off the charts. They did research. When they first started investigating turmeric, they were like, it comes from India, and the Indians on average, back in the day were taking about a tablespoon of turmeric per day, and they have some of the lowest rates of colon cancer and breast cancer and prostate cancer. So they were like, wow, maybe it's the turmeric that's doing that. And so they did a lot of studies on that, but they found it was very difficult to absorb. So then one study way back in about 10, 15 years ago, maybe more, 20 years ago probably now, it was in 2000 actually, they found that when they took turmeric and they mixed it with black pepper, 16 parts turmeric to 1 part black pepper, it boosted the absorption of this sort of hard to digest root by 2,000%. And that sort of blew the scientific community away. And they started making different extracts of turmeric with extracts of black pepper to try to manipulate that. And we have all these now new versions of ways to get turmeric into your system with curcumin. But I've always been a fan of using the original herb based on the original science, which is pretty darn good, 2,000% better absorption. And what they found is that turmeric, when you take all 300 constituents of turmeric, it works as good or better than just taking the one constituent, curcumin, which is just 1 of 300 out of turmeric. Now, turmeric has been shown to increase stem cells. Curcumin has been shown to increase stem cells. But if you take too much curcumin, it doesn't increase stem cells, which made me think, wow, the body has a limit on how much concentrated material you can get that's out of the realm of what nature would deliver. And they found that too much turmeric actually didn't increase the stem cells, which makes me think, maybe the whole herb is going to be better in that regard. And they found other constituents of turmeric. The turmerone is one of the constituents that also increases stem cells. So how do we know if we just take 1 of the 300, we're getting all the benefits that 300 constituents designed in nature to work together can deliver? So I'm a really big fan of using the whole plant in the original formula of 16 parts turmeric to 1 part black pepper, and that's exactly our formula called Turmeric Plus. So you can check that out on my website. I've written lots of articles about turmeric and the science behind the Turmeric Plus and why I really think that's a superior product, because you get that turmeric. And that's the first one that the scientists said they should take was turmeric. I'm a big fan of taking the whole herb in the turmeric black pepper combo, right? So that's really important. Vitamin D, deficiency that affects more than half the world's population. A deficiency that is so prevalent, particularly in northern hemispheres. Anywhere north of Atlanta, that latitude, north of that, in the wintertime, you get no vitamin D, no UVB radiation, which converts to pre-vitamin D on your skin, which absorbs into your skin, into your blood, to your liver, to your kidneys, activates vitamin D, and delivers it as a powerful hormone to every cell of your body. But vitamin D only acts as a hormone when you have enough of it. The range of vitamin D for normal is like 30 to 100 or so, 120, depending on which lab you look at. If between 30 and 45, you could be normal range, but it still acts like a vitamin. Between 50 and 100 or 80, 50 to 80 is the ideal sweet spot. It starts acting like a sequoid steroid hormone, which in fact is one of the most powerful hormones in your body, shown to protect you from different types of, cellular replication issues, helps support blood pressure, blood sugar, prostate health, breast health, brain health, mood stability. Remember, in the winter you lose vitamin D, you get seasonal affective concerns, and your mood goes wonky. and it regulates your immune system. Studies show that vitamin D is the absolute regulator of your immune function. Think about the sun. The sun hits your skin, it converts to pre-vitamin D, and that sun keeps you lively and vital. And your immune system depends on vitamin D. So when that gets low, your immune system becomes compromised. So that vitamin D, and with winter around the corner, very important, get your vitamin D tested. It should be between 50 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. You need to find out individually how much you need, whether it be 1,000 a day or 2,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 a day, to keep yourself between 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter on a blood test, right? That's where you need to be. And that's important that you stay there. Most folks in the winter need about 4,000 to 5,000 international units or IUs per day. A lot of people take fish oil versions of vitamin D and they burp it up and they feel bad and they can't take it because a lot of people have gallbladder problems and they can't do it. So that's another factor, and that's why we use, and I used that for years and had very little success with it. So we started using a sheep lanolin version of vitamin D, which comes from the oil, the lanolin on the sheep's fur. They get a haircut, they extract the oil, which converts to pre-vitamin D, and that's how the sheep get their vitamin D. They kind of lick each other's fur and boom, they get vitamin D. We don't do that. The oil gets our skin and goes into our skin. I guess we could lick each other or lick ourselves. It probably work, but we don't have to. You can get vitamin D many other ways. In the winter, you can eat fish oils, you can eat fish liver, you can eat animal organ meats, or you can take a supplement. But in the winter, you really definitely need to do something. In the summer, based on how much sun you get, you need to make that adjustment. So be aware of that. The vitamin D that we use is called liquid sun. It's sheep lanolin. You can read about that, and you can maybe look at doing something like that as we get into winter. But get those numbers checked so you're not getting too much or too little. You want to get that just right. The third supplement that they thought was really important was probiotics. Probiotics are good bacteria for your microbiome. We have lost microbial diversity in our guts because of pesticides, or inorganic foods, processed foods, refined foods. They have no bugs on them. Most of them are sterile. And we do so many things to our gut, antibiotics that just kill, and we end up with not enough bugs in our gut. So you take probiotics and it works. Now there are two types of probiotics, transient and colonizing probiotics. Transients are most of what you get on the market. You take them, you feel better, they go through you, but you stop taking them, things go back to the way they were. I have to say that I've written articles saying you don't need probiotics for the rest of your life. I don't take them for the rest of my life every single day. But I am a big fan of restoring the diversity and the health and function of your gut. And that's going to be better done with colonizing probiotics. Probiotics that literally adhere to the gut wall and increase the proliferation of new diverse bugs. So when I started using probiotics back in the early 1980s, and I would tell my suppliers, after a while, this is just a Band-Aid. You take them, they feel better, they get off, they feel worse. We didn't fix anything. So I said, you can find me probiotics that adhere to the gut wall, I'm in. And so studies have been done. There's one that we use called Bifidobacteria HN019. In other words, specific strains that have been proven to adhere to the gut wall and increase the proliferation of new bugs. Now I wasn't really convinced, so about 10 years ago we had a group of my patients who were going to Europe like on summer vacation, and half the group took the colonizing probiotic and half the group didn't. We measured their microbiome before they left and 6 weeks after they came back, and we found that the group that took the probiotics was sort of like a husband did and the wife didn't take the probiotic kind of thing. And when they came back, so they were like eating mostly the same food, or at least in the same restaurants. And the ones that took the colonizing probiotic, ours is called Flora Restore, had 40 to 60% more diverse bugs in their gut, which was just exactly what the science showed. So I was like okay, this is great. So that's a really important step, is to take the right probiotics for a temporary period of time to reset function, not for the rest of your life, right? But sometimes you need something else to help it out. And that's what the other supplement that these scientists said needed to be taken, which was called prebiotics. We have one called the slippery elm prebiotic formula, which is a combination of slippery elm, marshmallow, and licorice root. 3 soluble fibers that when you take them, they create a soluble kind of coating slime over your intestinal tract to coat, heal, seal, and repair your intestinal tract. So important because of all the harsh things we do to our intestinal lining. that cause the bugs, the good bugs to disappear and the bad bugs to proliferate, and bad things happen. We lose our diversity. So you also know that the bugs eat soluble fiber. So when you give a lining of soluble fiber, the bugs eat that, and they love to be around. So the soluble fiber, the prebiotics, not only heal, repair, support the health, integrity, environment of your intestinal lining, but they also provide food for your colonizing prebiotics. So the prebiotic, the slippery elm prebiotic formula, I love that combination with the Flora Restore. So you have the colonizing probiotics and the prebiotics together. Really, really important. Of course, your vitamin D and your turmeric. And then the final one was fish oils. Now, fish oils are really interesting. Those are the omega-3 fatty acids, right? The EPA and DHA we get from fish oils have been proven for supporting mental health, brain function, cognitive health, brain lymphatic drainage, anti-inflammatory inflammation benefits throughout the body, for your heart health. Lining your skin is all based on these phospholipids or good fats. But the problem is that in the last 50 years or so, the ratio between these omega-3 fatty acids and the highly processed omega-6 fatty acids has gone from 1:1 to 20:1 of the bad fats. So the polyunsaturated fatty acids that are the ones in the cooking oil lane of the grocery store, that are in the clear plastic bottles, are seed oils, sunflower, safflower, peanut oils, canola oils, things like that, that have been bleached and boiled and deodorized so they can get so purified that they be stable, shelf stable, right? And they became so shelf stable they could stick them in a loaf of bread and the bread will stay squishy for a month or two and never go bad. Normally, bugs eat oil. That's what they love. They eat soluble fiber and they eat oil. And if you put these highly processed, refined oils in a loaf of bread, bugs won't eat it. So that never goes bad. Put it in a cracker or a cereal, stuff in the middle of the grocery store, stuff never goes bad. Why? It's because it's got these oils in it that the bugs won't eat. So if the bugs won't eat it, do you think you should eat it? Because you're mostly bug, right? Most of the DNA in our body is microbe DNA, not human DNA. And they all live in our gut, and they help us digest the foods. They literally make the enzymes to help us digest the food we eat. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So if we're eating these oils that the bugs won't even eat, that food's not going to be digested. And that ends up going to the liver and the gallbladder, congest liver and gallbladder, which is the kingpin of digestive health, and that creates real problems. So when people take fish oil-based omega-3 fatty acids, they burp them up, they get indigestion, they can't take them because they have really problematic issues with fat, particularly concentrated fats like that. The #1 abdominal surgery in America today is gallbladder removal surgery, partly because of what I just said. All those bad fats, those omega-6 highly processed, bleached, boiled, and deodorized omega-6 fatty acids are way more in our diet than the omega-3s. In the old days, it was 1:1 just eating seed oils, like eating a sunflower seed, has oil. It's good for you. And then the omega-3s and omega-6 were balanced. Now we have 20:1 omega-6 to omega-3, but those omega-6s are highly processed. It's just a bad idea, right? So that's why we carry a particular, why I write so many articles about liver, gallbladder health, how to flush your liver, gallbladder, clean it out, repair, and get the function of that gallbladder back, so you end up with gallbladder problems down the road. And I've written so many articles about that, so check that out. It's important. But we also, the fish oil that I carry is called Mini Omega 3X, which is not the fish oil. It's fish oil, but it's delivered in the monoglyceride form, the exact form that your intestinal skin absorbs the oil in. It doesn't have to be broken down by the liver and the gallbladder. It's a patented, purified process of those fish oils that deliver it 3 times the potency of other fish oils. That's why it's called Mini Omega 3X. Little tiny pill, swallow this big horse pill, but also it delivers it in the form that can get into your blood, to your brain, to your skin, to your heart, the way it should. And I find that it's so incredibly clinically effective because most folks take a ton of fish oils, but how much they're delivering is questionable. And they don't feel any different when they take it. So that's why we use that particular oil to kind of bypass the upper digestion and gallbladder and go right in and then just deliver that as a supplement right into your skin. So those are the 5 herbs that the 6 scientists were talked about if they were going to take supplements, which ones would they take? And that's turmeric, vitamin D, probiotic, prebiotic, and of course your fish oil. So check out the article I write all about the science behind all these supplements, so you can kind of get the right supplement in the right dosage and get those benefits. All right, thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard. Do you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe and share.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.